Humble pranams to Her Holiness Swamini Vimalananda. Hari Om salutations and a happy morning to one and all present here. We, the staff and students of Chinmaya Arts and Science College for Women and Chinmaya Institute of Technology, are privileged and blessed to be in the presence of Swamini Vimalananda, the global inspiration and guiding light for millions all over the world. With great pleasure, we extend a very warm welcome to our dear Swamini, who will be here at Kannur till October 29th for a series of talks on Sure Mantra for Success, Facing Fear, and a very special session on Happy Parenting. Before we get started, let us invoke the blessings of God Almighty and our Pujya Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda. Let me invite Gayatri P. of Chinmaya Arts and Science College to render the prayer.
सर्वेश्वरा सर्वमङ्गलदायका कारुण्यवर्षियां करुणाकटाक्ष നിൻപദകമലം തേടുന്നു ഞങ്ങൾ അനുഗ്രഹിക്കൂ എന്നും ശക്തി സ്വരൂപ സ്നേഹഭാവം നുകരാനായി എന്നും നിന്നാമകീർത്തനമുരുവിടാനെന്നും ശക്തിയേകൂ നിത്യസ്വരൂപ മുക്തിയേകൂ ശക്തി സ്വരൂപ സർവേശ്വരാ സർവമംഗളദായക കാരുണ്യവർഷിയാം കരുണാകടാക്ഷ.
I consider it a great pleasure and privilege to introduce Swamini Vimalananda. Swamini Vimalananda ji is a senior disciple of Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda. Her travels inspired her to think on life and shift from building the world of outer space to seeking for the sacred inner realm, even after she graduated with honors of architecture. Through the Chinmaya Mission Vedanta course, her spiritual knowledge and understanding expanded further. Her passion for education was fulfilled when her Guru's vision was brought to life through the Chinmaya Vision program, which is largely reflected in the National Education Policy unveiled in July 2020. As the head of Chinmaya Mission Educational Cell for 25 years, she made significant contributions to education sector that impacted a large group of teachers and students. A dynamic leader, a serious seeker, a spiritual practitioner, a prodigious learner, a visionary educator, a nature lover, a prolific writer, and a very popular speaker, she travels around the world guiding seekers of all age groups. Her simple style of talking has enthralled the intellectual and faithful alike. Her writing, also other endeavors, all demonstrate her keen sense of aesthetics and extensive knowledge. Swamini Vimalananda has authored books on a variety of subjects, Vedantic commentaries, Indian culture series, answering youth queries, child-centered activities, and education theories. Her books are very popular as her YouTube talks also. May I humbly request Swamini Amma to address our students. Over to you, Amma.
Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om and Namaskar to everyone. Hari Om. Can I get back a reply? Hari Om? Wonderful. We as human beings are special. All of us, absolutely all of us, have very, very high ideals. No exception. Especially when you are young, our ideals are very high. But we find another very, very universal thing in the world, that our behavior does not match our ideals. And this is no exception. I am also not an exception. Ideals are high, but what? Our behavior is not as high as our ideal. It's somewhere a little lower. Now, because of this gap, universally, there is a feeling, this is what I should be, but this is what I am. And because of this gap, inside us we feel a sense of guilt, self-condemnation, a low image. We don't feel that good. Universal? Everyone say yes, no? No one is saying anything? Yes? Fact? Now, if this gap has to be eliminated, there are two ways to eliminate this gap. So that this feeling is not there inside, that guilt or anything. One hand is up, one hand is down. There are two ways to eliminate this gap. What are the two ways? Simple question, simple answer. What are the two ways? I want the students to answer. Simple question. Hand is there, one hand is up, one hand is down. Now I don't want this gap. So what do? Two ways. What are the two ways? Or, which is easy? Which is easy? Coming down is always easier than going up. Is it a fact or not? Why? Law of gravitation helps you. Coming down, law of gravitation will help you. Coming down is always easier than what? Going up. Now, very interesting things happen. This is our ideal, this is our behavior. Supposing we come down, and when we come down and we make the ideal as to match with our behavior, a very, very universal thing happens. I'll give examples so you know what I'm saying. Already you must have started thinking, I hope. The minute the mind is at peace. Why? I am what I should be. This problem is not there. Now when the minute this happens, a very universal thing happens. And what is that? Behavior goes down. Now again there is a gap. Two choices. And then what happens? Tell me. Then and the depth at which we can go, there is no limit. On the other hand, if you say, no, I want my behavior to be in match with my ideals, what happens? Again, the mind is at peace. The minute you do this, you know what happens? Universal. Again gap. Now what to do? Supposing you work hard, then what will happen? Then, and there is no limit how high you can go. I'll give an example to illustrate this whole thing. All of us, with no exception, have an ideal that we must wake up early in the morning. However, our definition of early morning is different for everyone. Is it true or not? Someone says what? 4 o'clock is early morning. And the other person says 4 o'clock, I sleep at 4 o'clock. I don't, what? Get up at 4 o'clock. So impossible. Then someone says, no, 5 o'clock is called early morning. No, 6 is early morning. And someone will say, no, 10 o'clock is early morning. It doesn't matter what your ideal is. It doesn't matter. If for you 10 o'clock is early morning, you must be waking up at 10:30. Right or wrong? Whatever is your ideal, it doesn't matter what your ideal is. You will be getting up at least 15 to 20 or half an hour later than your ideal. Then you will say, no, I must get up early. No, I must get up. I should get up early. If it's good if I get up early. Supposing you wake up at 7 o'clock. Then, I must get up at, this 6:30. I should get up at 6:30. That is the way. It will be so nice if I can get up at 6:30. Then what happens? You say, why forget about 6:30? What? 7 is okay. Then what will happen? You start getting up at 7:30. College starts only 9 o'clock. Isn't it? So, then 8 o'clock okay. Then 8:30. Doesn't matter. We won't bathe. Doesn't matter. Normally you will bathe and come, no? Then you say, I got up late, so? Or first lecture bunk. You're understanding what I'm trying to say? On the other hand, if you say, no, I have to wake up at 6:30, I must get up at 6:30, then I can go for a walk, I can do this, I must get up, and you wake up at 6:30. Then your own brain, not someone from outside, your own brain says, why not 6 o'clock? Is it a fact or not? I'll give you another example, especially when you were in school. All of y'all made a study curriculum for exams. Did you do that? I did that when I was in school. Study curriculum. I will read now 15 days more for exams. So what should you do? Study 3 hours every day. Did you do that? This subject I will study, that subject I will study, first I will study. Did you do that? In school especially you do. Then afterwards I don't know whether you do it. Did you do it in school? Then 3 hours I must study. Why? 15 days more for the final exam. I must study 3 hours every day. Then first day itself you will say, not today, tomorrow. Have you done that? So now, and sometimes we do that also. Now 3 hours balance of today we will carry forward tomorrow. So tomorrow I have to study what? 6 hours. Impossible. Will you study 6 hours? 1 hour you will study, right? So now 5 hours balance left. Plus 3 hours next day. So that is how many hours? 8 hours. Will you ever study 8 hours? Not a chance. You will study half an hour. So now how much left? Have you done that? I have done like that. In months it became 24 hours. Then I said 24 hours, forget it. Start again. You understand what I am trying to say? This won't happen. But if you manage to study, supposing, what happens? Your own brain says, why not 3.5 hours? Have you had this happening? Not from outside. Your brain tells you. And you feel nice. I did what I should do. I feel good about it. I feel nice about myself. I feel inside me a self-confidence. Do you agree? How many of you, is a now very wonderful example to give and very easy to give is net addiction. Most of you have net addiction? Say yes or no? Most of you. And you will say, no, tomorrow, no, this time, no, I will not. Not so many hours. I will half an hour only, I will this, not 1 hour. No, I will whole night now. I will go to sleep by 12 o'clock, I should go to sleep. No, 12 o'clock. And what happens? Please tell me. You sleep at 3 o'clock. Right or wrong? Come on, I know it. Yes or no? Then what happens? No, today. Then the next day morning you get up. Again you say, no, I should know, I did, I will know, then what happens? Evening comes. Right? Come on. No, I will only watch good films, I won't watch that, I will be that, and then what happens? I will come out of Instagram, I will not do this anymore, no, not necessary, waste of time and nothing you come, and then what happens? How many times it's happened? No? And inside you feel, because see, even a person who's a regular drinker and all now, first thing in the morning he will say, I will not drink today. Who is telling him that? Not from outside. His own mind tells him that. Is it a fact? Now comes very interesting thing. See, a person doesn't fall in one day. How does a fall happen? That's a very interesting thing. See, for those who smoke. So the first, interesting, very, very interesting, it's a fact. The first cigarette is always given by someone else. You never go and buy it. Fact or not? All smokers, don't pretend no one smoked. No one buys it first. Why you don't buy it? Go and buy it. Now you've got money, go and buy it. You will not buy it. Why? Because in your heart you know it's not good. Because every packet says what? Cigarette smoking is what? Injurious. You know it. So you will not do it. Then your friend comes and says, come on, have you tried? No, I have not tried. Come on. No, my mommy, you know. Daddy, mommy, no. Arey, come on, we're what? You're in college now, you're not in school. Come on, let's... Then you say, okay, fine. Then what do you do? The first, and what happens? You cough. Why? Because it's all smoke you're taking inside, which is not normal and abnormal. So what happens? You cough and say, I don't like it. No, you don't know how to do it. Then that day you feel terribly guilty, right? When you go back home, you start behaving very differently. Mummy, do you want something? Mummy said, what happened to him? Why can I help you? Help me? Never talked of helping. What happened? Are you fine? No, nothing. No problem. Then after a week again the friend comes. No, I am feeling very bad. No. Arey, come on, you don't know how to do it. Arey, I cough so much. You don't know. You have to do like that. Rings will come like that. You have to do like that. I will teach you. The second time it becomes a little easier. Is it a fact or not? Third time it becomes more easy. Fifth time it becomes more easy. And after some time, are you understanding? So the first time you compromise with your value, you feel more guilty, terribly guilty, you feel horrible. After some time it becomes much easier. So you have to watch yourself what? The first time. When you are feeling that guilty, that's when you catch yourself. After some time it becomes what? So okay. And it's too difficult to come on. I'll give you an example, you'll understand. You know, there's a staircase. And if you take a ball and roll it down the staircase, gently. So when it starts going, the first it will go only one step. Will it not go only one step? It will go on the first step. After that it will fall maybe on the second step. After that it gets what? Momentum. And then what will happen? It will not go on the third step. It may go on the fifth step, then it may go on the eighth step, and after some time it's out of control, you can't catch the ball. Got this point? Very, very important. The first time that you are compromising, it's possible to bring yourself back. After some time, what? Control is not there. It's very difficult to get that back into our hands. It starts rolling, gaining momentum, and after some time it's out of our hands. Will you remember this very, very important thing? So no one falls in a day. This is one very important thing to know. No one falls within one day. How do you fall? Please tell me. Have you understood? And no one becomes great in one day. How do you become great? Tell me. Will you remember this? In whose hand it is? Government of India? What? Friends? Whose hand? Parents? Whose hand is this? Will you remember? Your fall is in your hand. Your rise is also equally in. So don't blame anyone, because normally what do? We blame others. How often we find even parents say, you know, he fell into bad company, that is why he became bad. Have you heard this one before? Even all of you are also, oh, bad company. Bad company. See, I always ask this question. When your son went into bad company, why did the bad company not become good? Have you got this point? Both can happen, na? The bad people can make the person bad, and the good person can make the what? Other bad person good, equally. But normally what happens? Why? In the company, bad company, you become bad. Why? Because our mind itself has some weaknesses, and in the bad company, it becomes easy to be bad. Have you understood this point? Come on. When I have a little nod, you know, what you all are doing is what I used to do. I was very mischievous in school. And I understood this trick that you are doing with me right now. Whenever I used to listen to my teacher, we used to plan it. and the whole class will say, no expression on the face, just keep staring at the teacher. And even if it's a good teacher, no, they'll become nervous. So I think some of you are trying this on me. Don't do that, okay? Can you have some expression? I'm explaining all these wonderful things, right? So if you understand, can you nod, say something and all other? Did you understand? Did you not understand? If you're trying to make me nervous, you're succeeding, okay? Don't worry. So what do we understand? That no one becomes bad in a day, no one becomes, and on whom does it depend? The most important thing, on whom does it depend? It depends on us. We can't blame anyone. Anyone great in this world has become great not because of others, but because of themselves. Because normally we say circumstances were like that is why that person became this, was that. No. Great people carve out the circumstances for themselves. How? Do you remember that? Others blame others. Okay? Now, one more example I'll give you. A railway train is going, and when it has to, like there is a track going up, straight, and there's another track going like that. So at the point where the track is diverging, the distance is very minimal. Isn't it true? It's just there, and just goes like that. The angle is small, the distance is less and all. But as the train keeps going off the track, this is the main track, it goes off the track, this distance keeps increasing, and after some time one is here and one is somewhere else altogether. Have you got it? Similarly in our life, we have set a track for ourselves, we have set a path for ourselves, and before we know, we might take a track which is a little off. Initially it doesn't even seem, so what? When a person does this now, what do you speak inside your mind? Not outside. Inside your mind, what do you speak? What do you say? Who cares? No one is watching. See, most of your watching on the mobile or your this happens when in the night. Why? No one else is watching except you, right? Everyone has gone to sleep. I am all alone. So I can do what I want. No one is watching, and you do it. If everyone is watching, will you be doing what you normally do of binging late at night? Please tell me. Say yes or no. Come on. No. Probably not. Why? No one is watching. I can do what I want, and therefore who cares? And sometimes say, who cares? It doesn't matter. And then you will say, everyone is doing, so why can't I? Don't we say that, please? See, by doing this, what do we say inside our mind? The important thing is what is happening here. What do I tell myself? What? Everyone is doing, so what is there? Why I should be different from everyone? I should also do the same thing. It's okay. Who cares? No one is watching. It doesn't matter. I'm doing little only. Others are doing more. Got this point? But what happens? This little will slowly what? Become not little, it will become lot. First you will start with binging for half an hour daily, then it becomes what? 1 hour, then it becomes what? 3 hours, then it becomes 5 hours, then it will become whole night. How many of you have had whole night sessions, binging? No one is raising your hand. But fact is, if you raise your hand, it's okay. There are many others, don't worry. Got it? This is what happens. So therefore, remember, this is the important. Now the next point, very interesting. All of us with no exception have a body, a mind and an intellect. All of us have? Do you have? Body is there, mind is also there, intellect is also there, buddhi, mana, buddhi, sharir, man and buddhi, right? All of us. Now interesting, the body for everyone, including me, every one of us, our body has a philosophy. And you know what the philosophy of the body is? Khao, piyo, mauj karo. Eat, drink and be merry. Maja karo. This is the body's philosophy, everyone's. You want to enjoy, we do. Now, the intellect in all of us, the intellect, all of us always tells us what is good and what is bad, what is right and what is wrong. It knows. You don't have to be very intelligent to know that. All of us know what is good, what is bad. Is it a fact or not? In your heart you all know. So the intellect always knows what is good and bad, and the body says what? Eat, drink and be merry and enjoy. Now, I love fried food. So body says what? Pakoda, wonderful, please have that. And I get a bad throat when I have fried food. So what happens? Body says, hello, eat, what does it matter, who is there, come on, doesn't matter. The intellect says, don't eat, you get a bad throat, you have to talk in the evening, you will have problems, don't eat. Now what will I do? It all depends on who? Mind. If the mind sides with the intellect, majority. If the mind sides with the body, majority. Have you understood? The intellect says, I'm telling you, don't. The body says, come on, do. And I say, okay, let me eat. Then what happens? The intellect doesn't side with the body and mind. It says, I'm telling you. Then what do we tell our intellect? Shut up and let me enjoy. Have you said this inside your mind? Come on. Shut up, let me enjoy. So the intellect says, okay, little voice becomes less. But it says, I'm telling you, shut up. And you have. And then what happens? The throat becomes bad, suffering. And then the intellect comes back again. I told you. Has your intellect told you like that? I told you. Come on. Has it told you or not? Many times you don't study for your exams, and then the mother says, I'm telling you study, why don't you study? And then you say, and then you get bad marks. And what does the mother come and say? I told you. And you get very angry with the mother. Why you get angry with the mother? Because your own intellect is telling the same thing. You got this point? Your own intellect is telling you, I told you to. No. On the other hand, if the mind sides with the what? Intellect. The body is inert, it has no will and wish of its own. So what does the body say? Okay, you don't want to eat, doesn't matter, what can I say? And it comes together with the mind and intellect. This personality is called an integrated personality. What is it called? And this is called what? Disintegrated personality. What is this called? Within yourself, there is a divorce between the mind and the intellect. Have you got it? Within yourself. Your own intellect is not siding your body and mind. Not outside, inside you. Got this? But if this happens, got it? Interesting, no? And this is universal. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, what age group you are, whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. It's a universal thing. Okay? And this is exactly what is said in the Gita, 6th chapter. I'm quoting all this explanation is only from the 6th chapter of the Gita. In the 3rd verse of that, it is said what? Uddharedatmanatmanam natmanam avasadayet. Lift yourself by yourself. Meaning, lift your ideas and your behavior by yourself. Do not let yourself fall. Na atmanam avasadayet. Why? Because atmaiva atmano bandhu. Your own mind is your best friend and your own mind can be your worst enemy. What? This is called what? Your mind is your enemy. And this is called what? Your own mind is your best friend. So what is said over here? Try to remember it pictorially. Uddharedatmanatmanam natmanam avasadayet atmaiva atmano bandhuhu atmaiva ripuratmanah. Okay? This is the best way to become successful in life, and the sky is the limit. You can reach anywhere. It is all depends on you. Never blame others for what happens to us in life. Okay? Thank you. Hari Om and Namaskar to everyone.
Thank you very much, Swamini Amma, for enlightening us on how to rise to the to reach the ideal and accomplish the goal. On behalf of everyone present here, I place a record of gratitude and respect to Swamini Vimalananda for inspiring us with a soulful talk. May I now request Dr. Bimal V.O., Principal, Chinmaya Institute of Technology, to offer Guru Dakshina to Swamini Amma.
I have a very special announcement to make to all of you. You know, to become engineers, doctors, or BA and all the degrees that you all are doing, how many years to become a graduate of studies you require? Don't forget, school is also part of it. It's not just 3 years. Right from KG to graduate. How many years do you study to become a graduate? 3 to 4 is only after this. You start by KG class. How many years? 12 years plus 3 years or 4 years or 5 years. Is it true or not? To become a simple graduate, 15 years of studies, 12 years of studies, right? 15 years of studies. To become a parent, how much of study? Nothing. Hit and miss, trial and error, we become parents. Yes. Without knowing. We just, parents, natural, nothing to study. What is there? You just become, no. We have to learn how to be good parents. Parents you will become, but good parents and happy parents is a very different thing from just parents. Do you all agree with me? Yes. So therefore, I'm having a very, very special session on happy parenting. And don't say, no, I don't plan to get married. Someone or the other around you will be married, right? And you will also marry someday or the other. Don't worry when it's going to be. Like you prepare for a job for 15 years. You must prepare for this important role. Professional role, 15 years of studies. Parent, no study at all. No this. Don't you think it requires a lot of thinking also? So I'm just going to give you a 1 hour, 15-minute session. Don't you think that's worth spending for becoming a very, very important role of your life called parents? Okay? So I want all of you to come. Don't worry about the fact that, oh, I'm not planning to get married for the next 5 years. Doesn't matter. Even if you are going to get a job 10 years later, you study now, right or wrong? Similarly here also, I would definitely request all of you to come for the session on happy parenting. It's on Sunday and it's, where is it?
At Sadhu Kalyana Mandalam.
Okay? 10 o'clock on Sunday. I hope to see all of you. Okay, thank you. Hari Om and Namaskar.
Hari Om Amma. Let me now invite Dr. Seema M. Tayil, Principal, Chinmaya Arts and Science College for Women, to offer Guru Dakshina.